Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is David here, and I'm excited to be here because yesterday was the announcement of Persona 4 Revival, and I dropped a video quickly after the reveal, giving my honest opinion on it, and also showing you guys my first reaction to the reveal teaser trailer, which was 43 seconds, mind you. The title is named Persona 4 Revival and not Rewind and not Rerun. No release date was shown. It's coming out on all platforms but Switch and Switch 2. And fans' reception has been very mixed, to say the least. Today, I figured we would do something special and bring back good friend of the channel, King Narukami45, for a discussion, a lengthy discussion about a bunch of things Persona 4 Rewind, so it should be very fun. Just before we start, you guys will watch a bunch of random Persona 4 universe footage, okay? So I have footage from like Arena, Dancing, Golden, everything all mixed together. For one good reason, this is going to be a lengthy discussion, and we have 43 seconds of footage for Revival. And I didn't want to put this 43 seconds on loop for like 30 minutes or so. So before we start this thing, I do want to share that I'm still running my giveaway for a digital code of Rider Remastered The Mystery of the Soulless Army on your platform of choice. So if you want to enter, all you have to do is be subscribed to the channel, and you can comment right here on this video with your platform of choice for the giveaway. This is a global giveaway. No matter where you are in the world, you are eligible to enter. The winner will be picked near launch. How are you doing, dude? Thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited to have you on. It's been a while. We're like, we used to be the duo. Or at least that's what my chat told me.
We still are the duo. I mean, people forgot about Dre, bro. I mean, it's just been a while. Life's crazy. Your life's crazy. My life's crazy. And lovers can sometimes go away for a little bit, but they always come together.
Oh yeah, what a great way to phrase this. I like it. I am excited to have you on, man. Thank you for joining me again. So I do want to ask you, and we'll both go over this right away. Initial reaction, like don't go in depth, just brief summary of what you think, like 24 hours after the reveal.
Barely any footage. The idea is cool. But I just there's a lot to say, man. It's like it kind of looks fan made to a point. Like, is that weird to say?
Not at all, because that was also part of my initial reactions. I was like, oh, it kind of looks a little fan made-ish, and we saw some cool fan made trailers on Twitter, and I specifically remember one which looks just like this one, doesn't it?
I mean, I think it's obvious that this trailer was kind of rushed. To me, at least.
Okay. And now you're a big Persona 4 fan, right? So King Narukami, the King's game, you know? It's
maybe.
And it's weird to hear big fans like yourself or myself reacting that way, because I kind of share your opinion. I looked at it, obviously, watching the Xbox Game Showcase for one reason, to see this game, because we got a bunch of leaks, which I won't go over again today, but a bunch of leaks were pointing in that direction. So when it showed up during the stream, I was excited. I was like, hell yeah, Persona 4 Remake. But if you watch my reaction, and don't forget that this is a 43 seconds teaser trailer, I kind of switched when we started to see like just environments in general. Like I saw the classroom shot, right? And I was like, oh, weird lighting. Not exactly what I had in mind for Persona 4, but okay. But when we saw Inaba, I was like, nah, this is not Inaba. I'm not getting those PlayStation 2 vibes, or like even Golden on Vita. I'm not getting those vibes. And the one thing that I always praise about Persona 4 is the tone and setting. Like, it feels you are in this little town, right? This little countryside town. It has this atmosphere. It's a very atmospheric experience. Vibes that I didn't get from this teaser.
Yeah, it's obvious. I mean, of course, I'm getting hammered in my video after I posted one after a while, because people are saying, "Oh, it's early in development, so you stupid fucking person, like you shouldn't judge it based on a 40-second teaser." Bro, they're the ones that released it. They didn't have to. Why did they show some fucking pre-alpha fucking footage from like a build that's like just fucking 40 minutes in the making almost, it looks like. I mean, it's just it didn't, of course it doesn't look polished. It's an early build, it's early development like it said, but I mean that doesn't excuse it. Why show it in the first place? I know that there were a ton of leaks, but why show it in the first place? You could have shown Rido or something. Get some hype up for Rido or something. But I don't know, man. I just think it was the wrong time. If they had that little ready, I don't think they should have shown anything at all.
Okay, that makes sense. You mentioned a early development build, and that's one thing that I wanted to mention. Bottom right corner of the screen, when you watch the trailer, it says early development content. Content presented in this video is subject to change. So they're basically saying it's very early development, and that makes sense because think about it. We know it was explicitly said that Persona 3 Reload started development in 2019. P Studio, same team involved with Reload, is working on Revival. So and Reload dropped early 2024. If we are to believe what they say, that episode Aegis development started a few weeks after Reload dropped, that means that Persona 4 Remake development started like late 2024, meaning that it would certainly not come out this year and potentially not even next year, which is crazy to me, which is absolutely crazy to me. So you mentioned the necessity of showing this trailer or not. I want to question that as well. I honestly have one theory in mind, which I'm pretty confident about, and it's the fact that they probably felt pressured by the leaks to talk about it, to say something about it before it completely leaked, because can we say all? I think so. All recent ATLUS titles were leaked in a very, very big way. This one too, I guess, not as big. We didn't see gameplay or anything, but the logo leaked earlier today. Some concept art leaked yesterday, stuff like that, and the voice actors talking about it, but we didn't see the game. We didn't see the trailers or anything. So maybe they felt pressured a little bit. I also think that they probably don't have much else for this year. Sega said during their latest financial report to investors that 2024 was fire. We had a lot of games, right? Infinite Wealth. We had SMT5 Vengeance, Unicorn Overlord, Reload, Metaphor. Very big year for Sega and ATLUS last year. They were quick to say that this year, it's going to become, are we getting something else other than Rido and Persona 5X this year by ATLUS? Potentially not. I'm curious to hear you on this one. But if there really isn't anything else, maybe they wanted to give us a little something here.
I think if ATLUS does anything else this year, it's definitely going to be on a smaller scale. They usually have quote. Tell me if I'm wrong. They usually have like quarterly releases, whether they're big or small.
Yep.
So a lack of anything right now is weird because you already know this shit ain't releasing this year. There's no.
It's not.
Reveal date or anything, and like I said, that it looks like they just got like the first part of like the shrine done in Inaba, a little part of Inaba, and just put a new Narakami model into the shrine and just made him walk for a few seconds.
Yeah.
And that was it's like the first thing that it looks like the first thing that they did for the game. Now I'm no game developer, but it does look like that it says early build. I gotta say this is very, very early. So that's why I question why do anything at all if it's not going to release right now. Do something else. Show something else. We got like another half of the year to go on. Persona 5X, I'm sorry, it's not going to be like their big release. So that's not going to cause waves as a retail release. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to have another retail release. I'm not sure when P5X drops. I haven't really been following that. I think it's like within a month or something.
June 26th.
Now, I know Sega has the Sonic Cross-World game, whatever, that has Joker and all these other Sega titles, and apparently SpongeBob's been leaked for. So that's going to be a big release from them, but that's not ATLUS. So it just makes me question, what the hell are they doing? Because
that's a good point.
It's really weird right now. It's really weird.
At this point, and we'll talk Nintendo a little more in a few minutes, but at this point, I'm thinking that the only other real retail release that they're going to have is a Switch 2 port for either Reload or Metaphor, but I don't think we get anything else by ATLUS this year.
So what if they re-release SMT5 Vengeance on Nintendo Switch 2 and it's a full $60?
Nah. Just nah. I don't feel like justifying myself. Nope, not happening. They don't give
They
up. They
would
don't
do
care.
that, bro.
Nah,
They would do that.
There's no upgrade paths. There's nothing. No save transfer. They don't give a fuck. Like I really think the only reason why they put stuff on Nintendo is because investors want stuff on Nintendo because their game sells well on there. But I don't feel like they want to do Nintendo projects anymore, you know? They're always skipping it. Like they skipped Switch for Soul Hackers 2, for Reload, for Metaphor. They have nothing for Switch 2. They have obviously a version of Raito, which, don't get me wrong, that's really freaking cool. But that is an old game, right? In terms of their new games, they don't put them on Nintendo. They don't care. It's probably going to change at some point. Again, we'll talk about that some more in just a bit, but I think they probably have a little something by the end of the year, and I don't think it's going to be a Vengeance $60 release. Although I wish there was an upgraded version for Switch 2, because I would love to play it with glorious 4K 60 like on other platforms, you know. Anyways,
it'd be 4K 60, but it would definitely be 60 FPS for sure.
Oh, for sure. So my opinion on the initial reveal, that was pretty much what you said as well. I do think at first I was not expecting it to look this crusty. I still want to say I'm not worried. I just think it's way too early, and it was too early to show it. But I think once we play it, it's going to look fire. All Atlus games do, you know? They look great. They run great. Well, at least new titles that they put effort into. And you know darn well that they're going to put efforts into this one for sure, because it's Persona 4.
Yeah.
It's going to do well.
Yeah,
now,
and it's going to look like a completely different game by the time we see an actual trailer for it. But that makes me question why show it in the first place if this isn't going to be... I don't know, man. It's giving me the vibes of when they first announced Persona 5 and had, like, they delayed it for so long. It's like, here, just shut up about it. Yeah. Here it is.
Mm-hmm. I have a problem with this game, dude.
Me too.
The title is ass.
It is. It sure is. It's definitely a choice.
It's a missed opportunity. Like, everyone was like, it's either rerun or rewind, which makes total sense with the Midnight Channel, the TV thingy, the TV world. What the hell is a revival?
I would have even gone for reboots.
Maybe.
Like, Persona 4 reboot. I would have revival just... I know when you bring an old TV show back, like the new Beavis and Butthead and everything, it's called a revival of the series. It's like a TV revival. So I get it in that sense, but it's just more natural to say Persona 4... what was Persona 4 rerun, Persona 4 rewind, revival? Like, you had it, man. You had it. It was right there. Why didn't you do it?
It was right there in front of their face. What's the point? What's revival? Honestly, I don't get it. I don't see what it's referring to. I don't understand.
Like the revival of a TV show. That's what it's called a lot of times. Like a revival. Like after so long they bring a TV show back. Like New Beavis and Butthead.
I guess, but come on.
Yeah, I know.
Missed opportunity.
It doesn't fit it.
Yeah,
I would have much preferred reboot or something even.
When I saw the freaking logo earlier today and the leaker shared revival, I was like, ain't no way. It's not revival. This has to be bait. Like, someone's taking advantage of all this discussion about a P4 remake, and they're dropping a logo, homemade logo. Nope, that's the name. No.
Apparently, revival also like has some Japanese context behind it, because like a reboot or something is called like a revival in Japan or something. But that's possible. Come on, you could have called it something different here in the West.
Oh yeah, I agree.
That's the truth.
Now, we don't have a release date. When we started the stream, that's the first thing that someone asked me this specific question. If P4 Remake is here, what's the date? Immediately replied with a lot of confidence. November 2025. Or October. Yep. That's what I said. I was like, there's no reason to show it now if it's not ready, so it's going to be November or October. I don't think it's going to be later than that. In the back of my head, I was like, maybe like take that February spot that Reload had and put early February 2026. Maybe. But then again, Can't see it being later than that. No date. No date means it's going to be late. When do you expect this game to release, and when do you think we'll see it again?
Well, I think you hit it right on the head, because this isn't in Atlus's. Atlus has a very specific way of doing these things recently, where they announce a game and it releases 5 or 6 months when they first announce it. Like, they already have the release date in mind. Hey, it's coming out in 5 or 6 months. This goes against,
by the way,
everything.
I love this.
Yeah, I think they started that with Soul Hackers 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Soul Hackers 2 was February, and it dropped in August.
Yep. And I think that's a perfect way of doing it, and this just goes against it completely. We don't know when the fuck this is going to release. It might be 2027.
Well, if they have not figured out a way to pump these games out quicker, or if they're not taking advantage of the work that they did with Reload, that would mean 2027, dude.
They need to talk to RGG.
Oh, please. Let's not get into it, because we know damn well who had a better showing than Atlus this weekend. And it was freaking RGG with their game. That was way better. Thank you, RGG, as always. So no release date is certainly a bummer. What does that mean for Persona 6, though? Because next year is the 30th anniversary of Persona, believe it or not. Which I want you on this bitch. We're going to stream day 1 of P30th like we did P25th. Let's make it happen. Time to make history again.
Oh boy, we're going to be depressed and shit again.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, and I'm ready for it. I want you for this one. So I am honest. Look, I'm going to start with this one. I am thinking that we're definitely going to see Persona 6 during the 30th. And at this point, looking at how crusty this looks, the fact that we don't have a date, the fact that they're sharing, not directly talking about P6, but saying that development on the Persona series is doing well, with the message that the producer dropped on socials. I talked about that in my previous vid. I think it's possible that we get Persona 6 before this thing. It's not as great. I'm not willing to put money on it. I don't think it's that crazy. They have been working on Persona 6 for minimum 6 years. And we don't know nothing about it. Why didn't
they announce it here? Then why didn't they show it here? Instead of this P4 rumor, they could have just ignored the rumors.
The leaks, maybe.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares? There's shit leaks all the time. They never acknowledged Rhino until it came up. Like, it's just
you're not wrong.
Don't acknowledge it. Don't acknowledge it. Show P6 confusing. Instead.
It's really confusing. What's your opinion on this? What do you think? Like, what does this? I cannot. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that we're not gonna get Persona 6 next year. That we're gonna get this freaking thing late next year, and that by the end of next year, I'm not gonna know shit about P6. I refuse to believe it. That's crazy.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they're thinking, because if Persona 6 would have been ready, they would have shown it here. But then again, this doesn't look ready at all. So I don't know what the fuck they're thinking right now. As far as obviously, they have a different team working on this than the team working on Persona 6.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I don't think it's going to hinder P6 too much, but I would much rather them put all their efforts into getting Persona 6 than doing a remake that honestly doesn't even need to happen, because we just got a remaster of P4G just a few years ago. So...
Okay, let's get into this. Sorry to cut you off, because that was not on my list of subjects, but I want to talk about this quickly. I don't think this needs a remake.
No, absolutely not. Anyone who says this needs a remake, like, why do you have trouble playing PS2 games, man? It's not like it was the fucking Stone Ages.
Late PS2.
Some of the most iconic games came from the PS2.
I'm gonna argue that it's not even a PS2 game. It's a non-HD PS3 game that released after the PS3 was out. P4.
Yeah, but still, at the same time, they pretty much reuse a bunch of assets from P3 to make this game, so it still has very much PS2 roots. Golden was a Vita game, yes, but it wasn't that much of an upgrade from the PS2 version.
Agreed.
Like, in terms of, like, graphics and everything. Like, 540p on a portable screen, great. I mean, it's just... It doesn't matter. It was still basically the exact same game almost, just with some online features, widescreen support for 540p, and that's it. I mean, anyone who says that this needs a remake really needs to evaluate what makes them think this needs a remake. Because if you can't play Persona 4 Golden, I think that says a lot about you and your taste of games. You need the best graphics and everything, because P4G still holds up. And I know people have already been flaming me about that. I don't give a fuck. That's just what I think. If you really can't play this, then what the fuck are you doing? Are you just looking for graphically impressive games and that's it?
Is Persona 4 Revival what you would call a graphically impressive game?
Like you said, early development footage, so people are like, oh,
that was too easy.
Sorry. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna look. I'm sure it's gonna look fine. But why the fuck? Why the fuck did they show it like this? I would have much rather them just show like a flickering TV that said Persona 4 Revival and just nothing.
I agree.
Like, why'd you show that fucking footage, dude? It looks like it was just like a fucking tech demo or some shit that leaks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with this. You're 1000% right. I mean, it does not need a remake. I do want to stress out that I'm not shocked at all that it's getting a remake. I think it makes a lot of sense, like business-wise, for ATLUS to do this. This is a sure hit. There's no way in hell that this is gonna flop. There's no way. No matter how much Persona fans cry on Twitter, it's still going to sell millions. That's no doubt in my mind. So it makes sense. But we don't need one. That's for sure. Okay, I'm
Twitter is not a real place.
Yeah,
Twitter is not a real place. But just because I say it doesn't need a remake, that doesn't mean it's not going to make a bunch of money, which is what ATLUS is aiming for at the end of the day. This is going to make money regardless of if it needs a remake or not.
Yep. Oh boy, let's talk about this. It's time. No Switch 2 version. What's your opinion on this? Obviously, the Switch released 3 days before this game was revealed. Apparently, development kits were sent very late. ATLUS, we know they have one through Sega. They did a version of Raito, which is ready 2 weeks after launch. So ATLUS has a dev kit. Why doesn't this have a Switch version? Especially if we are to believe, again, what they said, which is that they started development on Reload DLC mid last year. If that's the case, it means that when they started development for P4, they had a dev kit for Switch 2, or they were about to get one, or they knew about it. That's for sure. So why no logo on there?
Because Nintendo's probably going to want to reveal that it's coming to Switch 2 at their own thing, just like how they did with P3, P4G, and P5R when they announced that. Because if you remember, they announced it just for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC before at the Xbox. After the Xbox event, that's when they announced it for PlayStation and PC. Then later on in the month, they announced a Switch version. That it's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. I have zero like questions about that. It's coming. Like that would be the stupidest fucking move, because ATLUS is one of the biggest Japanese developers out there, and the Switch mainly targets, of course it's popular here in the West and everything, but it also really appeals to the Japanese market. So if you're not going to release like a big JRPG remake on the Switch 2, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay. So, yeah, the biggest counter argument that I can give you against that, because I knew that you were going to bring up these sports, is the argument that you're telling me here is exactly what people were telling me when Reload was announced for all platforms but Switch.
Yeah, but Reload could not run on Switch. Let's be for real. I disagree. Soul Hackers could have ran on Switch.
It's Unreal Engine like SMT5, and it doesn't look that much better than SMT5.
I still don't think Reload was going to be a good target for that. I think that if they could have done it, they would have. Why would they skip it? Makes zero sense.
I know.
Well, yeah, it makes zero sense, but don't they want to tap into as many people as possible, especially for a Persona 3? I think they were waiting for Switch 2 for that. That's just my opinion.
I hope you're right. I think it's possible. But so you at this point, why don't we have a version of Reload or Metaphor?
I guess they're not ready yet.
But they would be ready to reveal Revival for Switch 2 next week in the Direct.
Dude, they could. I don't know. I don't fucking know how ATLUS works, man. They could reveal all of them all at once, for all we know. To be fair, there's not like a ton of like Switch 2 releases that we're aware of at the moment in the first place.
You're right.
From a lot of companies.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of confusion regarding, Switch 1 versions versus Switch 2 versions. What is going to work on the Switch 2? What's a native Switch 2 game? Will it work on the Switch 1? All this stuff. There's a lot of confusion, and there's still not a lot of other companies announcing their games for Switch 2 right now. So I expect an announcement in the future. It's coming. Don't worry. They're not that stupid. Like, they can be really stupid sometimes, but they're going to make their money, bro.
I really hope you're right. I'm not giving up hope. I'm just cautious because they prove time and time again that they make questionable decisions. But they keep saying they want to go multi-plat as much as possible. The producer of Metaphor he told press a bunch of times, like, black on white, I want as many people as possible to play Metaphor before moving on to my next project. Make it as available as possible. Make it available on all platforms, and it still isn't. Which, hey, again, I think it's possible for it to happen later, but I think it's starting to be late here a little bit.
I don't think Metaphor could have ran on Switch either.
Metaphor, maybe not. I'm gonna give you that. Yep. And let's move on from Nintendo here. We have I guess we could call this a confirmation from the voice actors of previous roles in Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden that they're not coming back for a remake. We have not heard anything about the dub, and we have not heard from ATLUS themselves that this is correct, so take that as you will. But I would consider the voice actor themselves a good source, especially since they're probably breaking some sort of NDA here talking about this, or at least they got the information from someone in the industry. They told everyone before the game was officially out that they were not involved. So they know something. I believe it. What's your opinion on the voice actors not being back here? Are you surprised by that? And is that a problem for you? Are you fine with it?
I kind of expect it. I don't think they're going to break NDA because there's not an NDA to break if they're not in the game. If they didn't sign on to be on the game, then there's no NDA in my opinion. So I just think Yuri Lowenthal fucked up. Yeah. I just think and then the other actors followed suit because they felt bad for him,
Probably, yeah. I agree. That makes sense.
It's just, it sucks. The only thing I need to be reprised on P4, yeah, it sucks that all the old voice actors aren't going to be involved, but Persona 3 Reload, despite what the very, very, very vocal minority say about it, had a really good dub.
Yep, I agree.
So I'm not worried about P4 Revival's dub. What I am worried about is the music. I know Yumi Kawamura she was not the lead singer on Persona 3 Reload, but I get that because she's, getting older and her voice wasn't what it was, so they had to go with a new one. But Shoko Hirata is still fairly young and still has a good voice, so I just think hearing anyone but her for these, even like the remakes of the P4 songs and brand new Persona 4 songs, because remember that we're probably going to get brand new Persona 4 songs out of this project as well. Hearing someone other than her sing it is just going to throw me for a loop, and I don't know if I'll be able to comprehend what I'm listening to. I think they need to keep her 1000%.
Isn't that her who posted about recording for a new game in an ATLUS studio?
Yes.
In February?
I don't know if it was in an ATLUS studio.
It's not an ATLUS studio, but it's a music studio that's well known for games that ATLUS constantly goes to for their games. But it's not owned by ATLUS,
It's not a complete confirmation that she's working on it, but all I'm saying is that if she's not in there, I'm going to be a little upset.
Her. I just checked. It's really her. Okay, interesting. I think she probably is. I wouldn't be too worried. And just like you said, I think she did great in previous releases, so I don't see why you would change her. Although, just like the voice acting cast, I'm not worried because they did such a great job with both the music and the dub in Reload that I know that they're going to do a good job here as well. I do think the voice actors for the P4 cast they're more beloved than the P3 cast in my opinion. So I think this is going to hit a little harder, but I trust that they're going to do a good job with it.
I'm not worried about it whatsoever. They'll get the right people for it. I have every confidence in the world about that.
Okay. Now, you told me something earlier before we clicked record here about the music that was playing in the teaser trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Want to talk about that a little bit?
Time to Make History is the first song that you heard. Well, not the first song, but it was playing during the P4 Revival teaser trailer. So that is a song specifically made for Persona 4 Golden. So to me, that pretty much, basically at this point, if you didn't think already, I think it was pretty obvious, but it's going to include Golden contents. You know, I memed about it, Golden being DLC, because of what they did with P3 and Episode Igus. It was a meme, guys. It would be very hard to do this kind of thing for P4, the way it was made and everything, and how integrated Marie is into the story. But that pretty much confirms Golden contents. So that's good. That'll be good.
That's what I was about to say. I feel good about that because I don't see how they can have DLC, important DLC in this game now. If it's Golden...
I think that they could if they tried hard enough and hated their consumers enough.
Well, then there's a risk. Because we've seen them before do certain things, but no, it should be fine. I'm not too worried. Obviously, there's going to be crappy DLC that I'm going to skip, like a Joker outfit. That's definitely there. It's always there, so you know damn well it's going to be there. But I don't think there's going to be like a whole ass episode or a whole ass dungeon locked behind a paywall. And to me, that's a good. So that's one thing that I wanted to ask and bring up here. Is there something that you don't want to see changed, or any type of things that they could do here for Revival that you don't necessarily want, or that you're worried that they might do? Am I clear?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Don't touch anything with the story. Do not make the story any different. Just add on to what's already there. Make it worthwhile add-ons as well. Don't add a little, side quest here to just pad out the story and everything. Keep the main story intact. That's what you need to do for Persona 4 Revival. God, I keep on wanting to say like Rewind or some shit. That's what you need to do for Revival. I don't want them to touch the story. I don't want them to touch anything along with that. And also, make it so we can skip Marie if we really want to, because...
Fair. I agree with what you said. I mean, I do want to stress that I think they did a great job with Reload. I guess things that I don't want to see is I don't want them to change the feel of certain scenes and moments, because Persona 4 is a moments type of game. You remember some of these moments because you love these characters, you love that story and that setting, and you remember that game. So I want that to stay intact. And certain scenes in P3 were very important. They were very impactful. They certainly were a moment for me playing those games like P3 and FES. And they fucked that up, The Tartarus, not Tartarus, god damn it, the Orpheus awakening early on.
Yeah.
That was underwhelming. That was underwhelming as hell. Iwatodai Dorm felt like I was in a freaking McDonald's. Like, very shiny, very bright, very colorful. That's not...
And the remake of the song wasn't that great either.
I agree. I was feeling like, oh God, what's cautious, watching myself in that dorm back in the day on PlayStation 2. So what happened here? So I still want to have a big feeling when Yu awakens to Izanagi. I want to have this feeling of mystery walking through Inaba, So I'm just scared that they're gonna fuck this up. And the Revival teaser, that's the one thing that I said first time watching it. Oh, this looks strange. This is not like Inaba. Where's the fog? What's the yeah.
There are a lot of sunny days in Inaba.
There are.
I just think I really need to see it covered in fog. I need to see more of it. And obviously, it's not done yet. Inaba's not done.
I know.
It was completely empty when we saw it. There was no one except for you just walking or running around. And, it's obviously not done, but it still didn't... I mean, it looked fine. It's passable, but it didn't give me oh my god, it's Inaba! Oh my god, it looks so good! Obviously it's early in development, but you get what I mean by that.
Oh, 1000%. Oh yeah. Is there anything that you want them to change?
What do I want them to change? I
can go first if you want.
Go ahead.
The visual upgrade, 90% of the visual upgrade in Reload was fine. The gameplay changes that they did was great, so I am not too worried. I'm confident that they're gonna change the right things. I guess one thing that they could change is the dungeons. I think they're a little boring. I would like them to update them, make them a little more fun. They kind of succeeded with what they had to work with Tartarus, so I think they're gonna do a good job here as well. But yeah, just make the dungeon a little more different. I do want them to voice the social links.
Yes. Yeah.
A little dream of mine would be for them to add certain social links as well. Like if you could add, for example, an Ica social link and dub that from the animation. I think that would be freaking awesome. She's a beloved character. A lot of people in my chat today before the show started were talking about her and how that would be cool. So I want to see that. I think that would be cool. Stuff like that would be really awesome. Add the new girl from Persona 4 dancing. Give her a social link. Why not? Make it work. You know? Labris or something. Maybe Labris is not a good example, but someone from Arena. I think there's potential to do something along those lines for side content or social links, things of that nature. Yeah.
Well, Rise does mention Konami in the original game as well, so that would be great if we could see her and everything, and what would be even greater if they just went ahead and fucking ported P4D to PC and Switch and everything, but that's another discussion. But you pretty much stole the words out of my mouth. Ica, and they need to, because Persona 3 Reload had all the social links voiced. They need to continue that with Persona 4 Revival.
I agree.
I think that would add a lot to it. So yes, that is pretty much all I want changed. The new characters that hadn't expanded upon before, and social links voice acted.
Nice.
So and the new music needs to be with Shioko Hirata.
Yep. I think that is a good idea for sure. Because
the music,
soundtrack is.
For the new music, I want more of the same. The same energy that they brought in for the original Persona 4. I need that. I need that in my life, because you can't go wrong with Persona 4 music, whether it's any of the spin-offs or anything. It all has this. Yes, dancing is fantastic.
Fire. Yeah.
Yes,
we listened to the soundtrack before the show today on stream, and we had a blast. Like, dance in and of itself is fire. Some of these remixes are really good. H2DK asks me to put DD Mouse as well. Shadow World.
Can we just pretend that never exists?
Put this as the official intro for Revival. It's so awful. We were listening to it and I was like, how the hell did someone say, oh, hell yeah, this is good. Put this on the game. Someone said this.
You know what I want you to do in the video right now, David? At this point, no. I want you to dub over DD Mouse over the trailer that we saw.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
I need to see it as you walking around. All
right, I'll put this on Twitter. I can do that. No problem.
I need that.
Oh, well, that's going to be it for us today. That's most of what I wanted to cover. Is there anything else you want to say or share about Revival? Still feels good to say that.
I know that we shit on the Persona 4 remake. I like the idea of it. I just don't think it's needed. I would much rather them put effort into literally anything else.
Oof, that's tough.
I mean, it's fine the way it is, guys. Just if you're going to do it, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up, man. I beg of you. Leave the story alone. Yeah. Leave the story alone. Get a good voice cast. Get great new music. And if you need to re-record, make that great as well. And just, if you're going to do it, just fucking do it well. Because if this isn't good, man, then we're really wasting time. We could have gotten Persona 6. They could have had this team that's working on Persona 4 Revival and Persona 6.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I agree. 1000%. So that's going to be it for us today. Thank you all so much for joining us. And thank you so much, dude, for joining. That was fun. It's been a while. That's 40 minutes of us talking about Revival. That has been fun. Looking forward to seeing more of the game. Maybe we get on a call again and then share our thoughts when they show some more.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be fairly soon. I think they'll probably show it in a Nintendo Direct in the next few months.
I hope you're right.
At least I hope. I think this was just a really quick, oh shit, this leaked, we need to get it out there. I think this was a knee-jerk teaser.
Okay. I hope you're right. That would be cool. Hey, you guys, I'm going to add King's video as well about the reveal. So if you want more content for Revival, check him out. The link's going to be in the video description. Have a good one, y'all, and thank you for joining me. Bye.
See y'all.